Hey guys, RC here, back with episode 10 of our little tutorial that we're putting up here. So I'm a little ahead because I had to start recording again. I have a friend that's texting me and they're playing drunk Skyrim, so they were sharing their escapades with me. So it was pretty funny, but it kind of got carried away, and you may hear her beep in, but I'm going to ignore her for now while we knock out this video. So anyway, the first guy that we lost here was William Garrett, and I think we've actually learned something with this guy. So we're flying, if you picture the map of the country up here, so we're Washington State way up here, Texas, Louisiana. Now these two states are right next to each other. My thinking is when you're flying cross country, at that point in time, 100 miles or whatever, 300 miles, shouldn't make a bit of difference. Shouldn't make a bit of difference when you're flying cross country. You know, if you're going right across state lines, I don't know how to code that into a game though. But I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure exactly how linear that was, how hard coded that was. But close to home is his primary thing. So let's look at this. Security, same conference, so we're equal. Winning should be an edge to me, and that's his second favorite. But his first favorite is close to home. A&M is closer, not by a huge factor, especially when you're factoring in Washington to Tech College Station, Washington to Baton Rouge. But evidently, even if you're traveling 1,000,000 miles, 1 mile can make the difference. So that's something we can all learn from. If they are even an inch closer on the map, they're going to cut your throat and go to another school, and that's fine. If we know that's how it works, then we can deal with that. So that's something I think would be a good bit of information to have. The next guy we lost was Paul Dawson. Why these are not in any type of order, I don't know. Oh, yeah, Paul Dawson was not one that we recruited. Okay, so we'll skip him. Brandon Pantoja. He was the guy from Puerto Rico that Alabama got on late. When I got on him, nobody else was on him. Now, last week, you remember, I asked the question, Alabama had come on him and were listed in front of me. Does that make a difference? I guess the answer is obviously not, because now I'm listed first. But I was on him first, although they could have come on at the same time. Market size, same conference. Playing time, not really important to him, and I would dare say Alabama probably is as deep, if not deeper, than LSU. Close to home. Again, I think this is where it got us. Coming from Puerto Rico, Tuscaloosa is slightly closer than Baton Rouge from Puerto Rico. So, you know, even though you're flying that far, technically out of the country, that little bit of mileage makes a difference. So I think that may confirm that bit of information that we were speculating about. The last guy, Anton Short, he ended up signing with Ole Miss. He was from Pennsylvania. Loyalty, market size, well, we're all identical there. Winning, I think I would have the edge, although Ole Miss did beat me head-to-head just now. But if it looks back over the last several seasons, I would say LSU. Close to home. Okay, I think this is another confirmation that, you know, that 1 inch is closer, so they're going to go with the other school. So, okay, well, that's good to know. I mean, you know, now if you know that, you can pull off of these guys several weeks earlier. All right, so those are, let's see, who else did we lose? All right, Robert Saunders. see if I can find him here. All right, Saunders, here he is. All right, so we had 110 points. So this is another guy that we've been on literally since week 1. Cincinnati, I don't. Well, I don't remember, but okay. So he's out of Arkansas. Security, don't know what that means again. Market size, loyalty. Loyalty, we don't know really what it means. Market size. I would, I would say Missouri would be the only team to compete with us in conference rating. Playing time, close to home. I would say we're closer to Boonville, Arkansas than Cincinnati is. So that flies in the face of contention with the last 2 players that we looked at. That how did I lose this guy if that 1 inch makes all the difference in the world? So again, I don't know. Now that raises that question again. So Wolverine guys, some clarification there would be really really helpful, I think, as well as again defining what some of these mean a little more specifically, because loyalty to their current team, why is that there if that has nothing to do with any of the schools? Boonville High School has nothing to do with, there's nowhere in the game that I have seen that shows say a relationship status between the high school and the college that you're at. So, I know there are pipelines and coaches have, developed these pipelines, but if we're not told about that, then how do we know what the pipelines are? And how we could exploit those or be concerned about them. So this guy opens up some questions that I don't think that I thought we had maybe answered, but now turns out to be maybe not so much. Gregory Tyner, right here. He went to Alabama, strong safety, 5-star out of New York. I've got 70 points on him. The week I got on him, nobody else was on him. He's out of General Douglas MacArthur High. Boy, can't even see, so don't know what state that is. And it comes down to close to home. All right, so he ranks number 22. Let's put that there, and let's look at all. Let's look at committed. See, he's not even showing up on there. Why not? Didn't we just say he was number 22? Yeah, Gregory Tyner. I'm just trying to see all. All right, no filters. That's all. That's all. All right, so where are all these missing guys? Okay, let's see. By recommended targets? No. Uncommit? No, but they are committed. All right, so where? So there's no way for me to see where he's at all. No way for me to see where he's at. All right, well that's too bad. Oh well, it's New York. All right, so he's out of New York. Okay, there we go. Um, all right, so again, this is another one. So the players that I lose, it makes sense that they're closer, but the player, one of the players that I lost, the team that got him was farther away. So, okay, so it penalizes me no matter what the case is. They're closer, I lose them. They're farther, I lose them. Okay, so that's two or three that I understood and looked like it made sense, and now I've got two more that, you know, well, in this case, I guess Alabama, farther east, a little farther north, so I guess where you want to be is you want to be in Nebraska, maybe right in the middle of the country. That's the best school in the country, evidently, because some of that just makes no sense. Okay, well, whatever. All right, moving on. Everybody else was non-contracted, and we signed Coleman and Rushing. So let's go look at those guys, see if we can make sense of why they signed with us. All right, there's Rushing, signed with us. Over Missouri and Clemson. He was out of North Carolina, close to home. Now see, North Carolina and close to home, I would think, and that's his number one option. I would have swore this guy, in fact, he's one I made a note of. I swore he was going to go to Clemson. Why didn't he go to Clemson? So here's another one. Close to home is the factor. Clemson is a pretty darn good team as of this year. I mean, they were in the national title game last year, so when this was coded, value winning should be, Clemson probably, and yet he comes to our school. Okay, why? I mean, I'm not going to turn my nose up at the recruit, but if I'm going to ask the question when it goes against me, I need to ask the question the same way if it comes in my favor. If I don't understand it, then I'm asking why. Why is that happening? Can someone please explain? And Coleman, 20 points. He was out of Illinois, A&M, and Louisiana State. Playing time, close to home. All right, now there's if it would have been Auburn, he probably would have went to Auburn just because they were closer. Anyway, all right, so you can see there's a lot of recruiting questions. All right, this one's going to be episode 10 and more questions. All right, so there's the examples. That's kind of what Can you look at it and can you explain to me, if you're watching this video, why I got a player, why I lost a player, when on the surface it looks that if they used the same formula every time, then maybe I should have got some of those players and I should have lost the players that I got. I don't know. Anyway, we lost 5 more. So roster, depth chart. Game plan. All right, so 5 scholarships left. Recruiting. All right, so I've still got 16 scholarships out there. Well, no, I don't. Oh, 16 total, 5 at left, so I've got 11. Or, no. Yeah, says I should have 11. Yeah. Thank you. Let's see. 1, 2, 4, 8, 9. 9 and 5 is 14. Do I have a not recruiting in there? All? 4, 8, 12, 16. No, these guys are signed. Some of those guys are signed. All right. Scholarship offers. 8. See, it says I've only got 8 here. That would only be 13. 8 and 5 is 13. There's nobody I'm not recruiting, so I'm missing players. I don't now they've disappeared and I don't know where they are. Oh well. It's hard to sign players if you can't even see them on your list, I suppose. So literally, if I have 16 scholarships and I've got 5 left over, I should have 11 players on my list. 4 in each row, that's 8, and that's 9. All right, well, that is what it is. All right, LSU Auburn, LSU Texas. All right, now he doesn't have much interest in me. Let's see, loyalty, close to home. Now, see, this is another one, you know, close to home from Vermont. Louisiana's closer than Texas. I would think he would have to like me better, but he doesn't. Now, is that just because he doesn't have a high interest because he doesn't want to go that far from home at all? Well, then he shouldn't like Texas very much either, but I don't know what their interest level is. Louisiana State and Ole Miss, playing time, market size, winning. You know, that playing time is, you know, I don't know what that's going to do. All right, Gainey. LSU, South Carolina, Clemson. He's from Massachusetts. Close to home is not an issue. All right. Now, the fact that he has 2 other teams on him and he has not come around over 70, I don't know why he has not come up, but I'm going to go ahead and pop him just on principle. LSU and Ole Miss, winning, close to home. So coming from New York, Ole Miss would be closer. All right, so King, I think I'm going to pop off of him too. Well, it could be I haven't offered him a scholarship either. Well, let's do that. Let's do that for a week and see if he comes around any at all. I mean, I could certainly understand not being interested without an offer in hand. All right, LSU and Auburn coming out of Illinois. That's almost straight south, so I guess they are a little farther north. So I'm going to guess that we're going to lose them to Auburn based on mileage. Pittman, Stanford, out of Washington, playing time close to home. So yeah, I mean, I would think he would go to Stanford. So we're going to revoke that, come off of him. And the last guy, Shiflett, playing time, winning. He's got interest. All right, we'll go ahead and pop 10 points on him. And all right, you know what I want to do just to change this up? Let me delete these pictures. All right, I'm going to make a note of the guys I have on here, right? Oh, you know what? Let me all right, there we go. All right, let me delete that one again because I don't need that. There were some that I had deleted off already. All right, so I've got 7 players left. All right, what I want to do now, because we're over halfway through the season, okay, we've kind of seen what I'm doing. I want to put it on auto recruit, and I want to see what they do from here. Okay, so we are in. All right, I have a bye week this week, so this is week 12. I'm going to make a note of that. So week 12, I set it on AI computing. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to scrub a burger down here while this is playing out. So it'll be silent here while this is progressing. I'll be back audio here in a minute. All right, so we're back here. I had the off week. All right, so let's go to roster, depth chart, AI set, game plan, auto set. I also kind of wanted to do the auto AI so you could, sometimes people think that, well, I can't compete because I can't game plan. We've got people that think that in the other game, and I won national titles with AI, so I don't, I wanted to make sure that they could see that you could do pretty well here as well. All right. Let's go to home real quick. Emails. Oh, the board is satisfied with the way I'm running the team. All right, let's go put a cut here before we start the next round of analysis, and we'll be back in the next video. Thanks.